Jazztronauts, an underrated gem of the video game modding scene, with a premise so out there you can't help but love it. It's one of the most stylish and unique mods to ever touch gaming as a whole. Inspired by the shortcomings and jankiness of Valve Software's Source engine, it pushed the boundaries of modding further than what many thought was possible. So, where is the project modern day? How was it made? And why is it so fun? Now, before I talk about this mod, we have to go way back to 2004. Valve Software had just released the critically acclaimed Half-Life 2. This game was considered a game changer for the video gaming medium. Using their own in-house development software named the Source engine, it has enabled an insane amount of depth to a virtual world that practically no games before had managed to achieve. The depth of the story and graphics brought an insane amount of fans and creators from around the world, one of which being Garry Newman. Within just 13 days after release, a 22-year-old Garry Newman had created a modification to the game. Named Garry's Mod, the first version was very simple. You had every gun from in-game, AI was disabled, and you could spawn manhacks. It hadn't truly become something special until 6 days later, when Garry implemented menus to spawn objects and ragdolls from the original game, creating a virtual space where you could create environments and stop-motion stories with just a couple of tools. You're probably wondering at this point how this relates to the topic at hand. Well, Garry's Mod continued evolving until the year was 2013, when the add-on workshop was introduced, a unified place for all things custom and wacky. Add-ons had changed the game for Garry's Mod and created one of the most creative and talented modding communities in gaming. Even after a decade, the workshop still has an insane amount of custom mods flooding into the workshop every single day, and on July 25th, 2018, one of these was called Jazztronauts. Now, to understand this mod, we have to start at the intro. It begins in a rebel van, rain pours down on the windows and a button lies in the middle. When pressed, you teleport to several dark, spiralling hallways, you hear combat, explosions, and keep finding bodies sprawled across floors. After finally stumbling through the various wreckages, you finally come across a blue door. You approach it to open it, but the wall vanishes and leads you to a surreal room with lit up walkways as far as you can see. You're led through a dark basement, forests and houses until you finally reach a vent, and when crawled through, eyes light up at the end and teleport you to a new location. You're now standing up on a balcony looking down on a quote-unquote corpse. 3 characters appear, with one more joining after climbing out from under the corpse. We'll talk about these characters later. A latch opens behind you and you drop down to the tutorial, and one of the characters drops a prop snatcher from the ceiling by accident, and you finally find out what this is all about. You steal stuff and make money. Now, I'll be honest, this tutorial sets the tone, because what is even going on? You reach the end and you come in contact with the cats again, and you're hired. Cue the intro. So, who are these characters, and what do they do? The Jazz Band. Consisting of 4 cats, they run an interdimensional crime business, stealing and selling items from literally every single custom map ever created for Garry's Mod. You learn more throughout the game about them, but I'll give you the rundown. The Singer. A level-headed and optimistic character, they're entirely mute and communicate only through a keyboard-based device, which is entirely ironic because they're literally the singer of the band. Something interesting about the Singer is that they own and curate the museum, a pet project showing interesting Source engine facts and glitches using things they've stolen. The Singer keeps NPCs in the museum and takes great care of them, showing their kind and caring nature. They also own a plush brontosaurus called Emily given by a previous guest. The Pianist. Switching up the vibes, the Pianist is almost comedically a sociopath who lives for violence, and is typically hot-headed, although her love for violence is utterly downplayed as it's only taken out on NPCs, which aren't quite on the same level of consciousness as the cats. She's prone to constant overthinking, and this causes her to struggle with improvisation. Not great for a jazz band, but she does genuinely care about her friends and wouldn't ever want harm to come to them. Also, she's vitriolic best friends with the Cellist, a fan favourite and the token drug addict of the group. Without his substances, his sobriety is the real issue. Usually seen strewn across floors, he uses various unorthodox methods to get high, like explosive barrels and cleaning fluids. He represents the chill guy archetype, someone who is incredibly laid back and praises himself to be the cool guy. Being the only character who talks in lowercase consistently, he lives off of snarky remarks and jabs. He offers a large part of the comedic relief of the mod. And last but not least, the Bartender. The one who runs the Bar Samsara, the main hub of the mod, and the place you could consider your home between heists. She plays a calm mediator with a no-nonsense attitude, and she provides the player with upgrades, and you know what? I haven't even described how you play the game yet. To put it simply, you summon an interdimensional bus from the bar to literally any of the insanely large pool of custom maps from Garry's Mod. Literally thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of maps are all on the table to be driven to, and once you arrive you steal literally everything, sell it for money, flick a lever to get paid, upgrade your tools, and then do it again. The part that makes this mod so fun is even though the gameplay loop sounds so simple, it's incredibly entertaining and the tools you can use are extremely fun. In fact, I'll go over the tools now. The prop snatcher. This will be your child for the whole game. You hit items to steal, yet if you hit right click you start to steal the maps themselves, wall by wall. Initially it's rather slow and the range isn't that good, but this all changes once you pull up back to the bar and you chat to the bartender, where he offers various upgrades and new tools to you, including the Stan, an occult tool used for teleporting through walls. It's extremely helpful for when you get stuck in any map, or if there's areas inaccessible or hidden behind invisible walls. It enables you to slide through and keep on with your theft streak. Next, the IO tool. I can't name a single situation I've had to use this, I can't lie. But basically it lets you see the coded events in the map and enable them from a distance. Such as if a door was closed and needed a hidden switch to open, you can just use the IO tool to jimmy it open, although in most cases using the stand will get you past any doors, or walls anyway. And finally, my favourite tool. The portable bus stop, a gun that can spawn a bus at literally any point in the map. Why is it my favourite? I've quite literally no idea how this was done so seamlessly. Literally any wall it can crash through. It's one of the coolest effects I've ever seen in a Gmod add-on. Overall, the concept and execution of this game, along with the story which I'd love to go into, but I'd rather this video serve as a stepping stone for people to get into Jazztronauts on their own, because truly discovering it firsthand is part of the magic. Just before I wrap things up, let's talk about its legacy. Jazztronauts isn't just a mod. It's a celebration of the Source Engine's bizarre and broken nature. It's a love letter to the years of weird maps, surreal community creations, and janky physics that defined Garry's mod. What started as a heist mod with talking cats quickly turns into a meta commentary on the entire modding culture itself. The game pokes fun at broken scripts, low effort maps, and classic source bugs, while also celebrating them for what they are. Raw creativity. More than that, Jazztronauts respects a player's curiosity. It doesn't hold your hand. It dares you to break things, to steal parts of the map, to explore places you were never supposed to reach. It encourages improvisation, chaos, and lets you see maps in a way that you've never considered before. And the weirdest part? It works. It really works. Even 7 years after its release, Jazztronauts still stands as one of the most ambitious Garry's mod projects ever made. Despite being built on a notoriously busted engine, it manages to feel fresh, stylish, and a genuinely all-round good time. It didn't just break the mold of what a source mod could be, it demolished it and sold the pieces for upgrades. So where is it now? As of now, Jazztronauts hasn't received any major update in years, and it's unlikely we'll ever see a sequel. Some of the developers have moved on to other projects like Tower Unite, while some have continued experimenting in the source engine space. Although there hasn't been any expansions or official follow-ups, the community surrounding Jazztronauts remains alive. For example, Jazztronauts Brass Tacks, a Microsoft Paint fan adventure with custom characters and a whole custom story. This shows the love for the source material and how deeply the creativity and effort has resonated in a lot of people. It's one of those rare mods where once you play it, you get it. You get why people are obsessed with the cats, why the janky maps are half the fun, and why everybody keeps talking about that fucking bus. In the end, Jazztronauts is a reminder of what modding is all about. Not polish, not perfection, but freedom. The freedom to be weird, the freedom to be creative, and the freedom to make a game where you can sell an explosive barrel stolen from a haunted GM construct map to a jazz playing cat just so they can get high. So, if you've never played it, or Garry's mod has been sitting in your Steam library collecting dust, do yourself a favour and take the bus. Thank you guys for watching this video. I spent quite way too much time than I should have on this video. So, oh my god, sorry. My voice is playing over my voice right now. I do not know what is happening. Okay, so if you did enjoy my video, please subscribe, leave a comment, all of that business. And let me know what you want to see next. My first video was Little Big Planet. Second video was some random niche game. I just want to see which one people want to see more. So please let me, please.